This time of the year, some parents are emphasizing Santa Claus to their children. One of those songs that we sing, Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty or nice. And then I hear that there's a thing called Elf on a Shelf. I'm glad they didn't have that when I was a kid. And I think kind of the idea is the elf's supposed to tell Santa if you've been naughty or nice. One time, the mother was having trouble with the children. She calls up a friend. Call my house. My son will answer. Tell him you're Santa and you're watching. You know, all of this to kind of emphasize good behavior. Well, I would not minimize good behavior. There's kind of that elementary way teaching our children. But I'd suggest to you that God teaches us to have good behavior. That's the emphasis of our Wednesday night classes here in the auditorium. A passage that was made mention tonight in our class. I thought, wow, kind of coincidental is what I was thinking about with regards to the devotional thought tonight. It's from 1 Peter chapter 1. And in verse 14 he says, as obedient children. This is the way we should be. And then he says, do not be conformed to the passions of your former ignorance. In other words, don't live like the sinful past. Then verse 15, but as he who has called you is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct. So now he calls attention to be holy. And then in verse 16, you shall be holy for I am holy. Then verse 17, if I could paraphrase it, I might put it this way. You pray? Who do you pray to? Oh, you pray to God. And God, without partiality, judges. And so in light of that, conduct yourselves with fear throughout the time of your exile. So the emphasis here is to be good and to do right. Not because Santa Claus is coming to town, but there's a greater calling, and it's God. It's God's holiness, and that God will one day judge. So let's try to be the good, the nice, and not the naughty. If we could assist you in your obedience tonight, if there is a need, understanding, and believing in Jesus, and you've turned from your sins, we could give you opportunity tonight to confess that faith and to be baptized, immersed for the forgiveness of sins. If there's a need for prayer, I'd be glad to take the time and pray for you. If you need to come, please come as we stand and sing.